Hello everyone, Enrique Gadibai here with MLMLeads.com. It's often that I receive phone calls from folks asking what can they expect from the real-time pre-screen leads. While everyone's different, I pose that question to marketing pro Mike Boggs, the gentleman that does our live prospecting call. Listening to the audio that follows, you're going to listen and hear as Mike describes what it was like when he first started dialing leads, how many leads he dialed early on to get to his skill sets, how many phone calls or how many contacts he needs to generate certain number of follow-up appointments, and from those follow-up appointments, how many customers and how many distributors he'll sign up from his real-time pre-screen leads. So listen in and learn, and as always, thank you for choosing MLMLeads.com.
Mike, just to give folks a bit of a benchmark, you and I always kind of start the call this way. Mike, how long have you been dialing cold market leads now?
About 8 years now.
How many?
8 years.
8 years now?
Yep.
And when you dialed through those years, what was the most that you might have dialed in a day's time, would you say?
About 350.
350
leads a day.
Leads a day?
Yep.
You've done that on consecutive days, consecutive weeks, consecutive months, consecutive years. How's that worked?
I would say on a constant basis, I was dialing more, or I would say probably more than 200 leads a day. On a consistent basis, yes. If I had more time, I would dial more.
When you first started, were you good at prospecting?
Oh my goodness, no. Not at all. I was horrible. I was even scared to pick up the phone.
Were you?
Oh, yes.
As you got more and more experience, how did the leads work for you compared to how they worked for you initially?
My SQ, which is my sponsoring quotient, would always go up. The more I dialed, the better I got. The better I got, the more confident I got. The more confident I got, the more the prospect would respond to me. The better the prospect responded to me, the better the chances of them either becoming a customer or becoming a business partner got.
Now, something you just said implies that you did some tracking of your calls. Is that true?
Oh, yes.
What types of things would folks on the line tonight, what should they consider tracking for themselves when they're doing prospecting calls?
People on the call should be tracking the number of dials they do each day, how many people they make contact with, how many people answer the phone. You can track that. How many actual interviews you do, how many appointments you set. Pretty much what I've narrowed it down for my people on my team. It's called MMAC, which is monitor, maintain, adjust, and control. And what you need to do is every time someone picks up the phone, you make a tick mark. Okay? That counts as a contact. Doesn't matter if they scream at you, say no, whatever it may be. All right? Out of those tick marks, on the next one, you need to make another tick mark on the amount of appointments that you set. Okay? And those appointments should be set with an upline. Now, out of those appointments, you need to make another tick mark on the people that show up to the second call. And then the people that show up on the second call, how many of those people came into your business? It doesn't matter if they're a customer and or a business builder, because sometimes your customer will be your best business builder. And that's pretty much what we use.
Okay. Now with that, here we are today, and I know tonight specifically, we're going to be dialing the real-time pre-screen leads. Pre-screen lead means that's a lead that we've talked to in a call center, verify that that's a real person really looking to make money. Real-time means we post that lead into an account just moments after we've done the screening. Now with that, Mike, you've done some tracking in your organization. What have you seen in your organization regarding leads? What type of results, what type of activity does a person need to go through to bring people into business?
Sure. Kind of based it on an average of a number of people in my organization across the sideline, upline, and it kind of came to this conclusion that a person using leads needs to make about 65 contacts, okay? And again, I just said earlier, a contact is someone who picks up the phone, okay? That is a contact.
They said hello?
Yes. Yep. If there's someone live on the other end, that is a tick mark. towards that 65. Out of that 65 contacts, you should get 13 good follow-ups.
By good,
Okay?
what do you mean?
That means they showed up on the second call. Okay, that's a good follow-up. Okay, because your tick mark, because you don't know what your tick marks are going to be throughout the day. So you're doing your interview, your half interviews, you're kicking them out the back door. That's going toward your tick marks. Okay. After your 65, if you made 65 consistent contacts, you're going to get about 13 good people to show up on the second call with the upline. Out of the 13 people, between 2 to 4 people will come into your business. If you get 4 people, half of those 4 will be customer only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's an average. Okay.
Okay. All right. Good. So, folks, when you start thinking of your prospecting in those terms, 65 contacts to generate 13 good follow-up appointments to generate 2 to 4 distributor sign-ups, you think about it in those terms, you're not so much attached to the outcomes of those 65 people because you know it's merely the numbers. You know, I know that I need 65 contacts. Now, how fast do you want to get to 65 contacts that will ultimately bring 2 to 4 people in business? You can take a day to get 65 contacts. You can take a week. You can take a month. You can take a year. You can take as much time as you like, or you can condense as much time as you like to bring those people faster into your funnel and process them faster. So, folks, what we're going to hear tonight is Mike dialing real-time pre-screen leads. He's going to interview these folks. The goal here is that Mike has 15 leads. He's not attached to the outcome. He knows 65. Some of these people are going to be nice. The other people may be something other than that. Some people will tell him no. Other people won't have a clue, and some people will be interested. And so our goal tonight is to get some people on the phone, let Mike demonstrate to you how he interviews people, write down some of the questions that he asks, and you can listen to him as he does this. Imagine that these are your prospects, and make notes on these prospects yourself, because when we get done here, I'll ask Mike to compare his notes with yours. And so I want to see how well you take notes on these prospects, and we'll talk about how you use that information on the follow-up calls. Through the course of this calling tonight, Mike is also going to leave a voicemail message to one of the folks so that you can hear how he might do that in the course of his calling. So with that, Mike, if you are ready, sir, I know that everyone here is ready for you.
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go.
Again, folks, this is Enrique Gadibai, MLMleads.com, live prospecting with Mike Boggs.